shot from all these
players today looks fantastic, which means it's gonna come down to who makes a mistake first.
Look at the ramp block on
AYDAN.
on the Crunch. He blocks the rocket. It damages Crunch.
AYDAN, this kid is proof alone.
AYDAN's still
that you can do anything on a controller.
Still live.
If you're good enough, you put the practice in.
The two kings of Tilted that we've seen so far this week.
It does make me wonder. We've seen players analyze each other's gameplay. AYDAN most likely very aware that NICKMERCS goes to, I'm going to be honest, the same building almost every single time. Do you think he's purposely avoiding an engagement if possible?
Hey, listen, AYDAN's gone basically everywhere around there, but in the engagement feed, EMAD just took down
a bad game or two. It doesn't spell the end.
Is this Nick versus AYDAN? Is this Nick versus AYDAN?
Shot to NICKMERCS goes down. AYDAN says, "Welcome to Tilted."
And there,
Oh my, AYDAN!
I gotta say it, hi Twitter.
That honestly. Right there, folks, is what it's all about. AYDAN, no.
The bounce pad, I would expect him to kind of have it out. AYDAN,
AYDAN, this kid's a freak, dude.
Just claimed Tilted Towers as his own. Takes out.
Ladies and gentlemen, pop a mini.
There are about 50
floors away from each other. This is AYDAN's fourth elimination earlier. A rotation in on lasers.
Dude,
eight elimination, second game heading west.
I specifically remember where it happened, too.
Okay, Looper, jeez. It's that dad brain right there you're showing it up. I love it. As AYDAN, he's got another player close. He's got a launch pad in his inventory as well. Tilted will be out of play soon. You see, as he enters each room, he checks the roof for any traps. Make sure he can't sprint on in.
In the feed down there, replays from FaZe going down to Kayun, who just took out, I believe, Liquid Chat before that. That is a stack of eliminations to be proud of right there.
AYDAN might win this tournament, dude, with how aggressive he's playing.
AYDAN with 5. That's 3 players currently with points. AYDAN having 2, the others 1 apiece. Looks like AYDAN has a player on the inside in here trying to take ownership of the wall so he can get the edit off. They're just holding on tight. He's going to have to rotate around, potentially on top, or push up the stairs, change the angle of engagement. Pro players are typically very aware, these highly competitive players, very aware of appropriate times to disengage and get it up another angle. But AYDAN gets dropped out from underneath his opponent, just lasering down any structure he's got. The AR shot's not as fast as SMG, but it's enough to take structure out. AYDAN's only building 1 layer at a time. Third party from behind, it may be tunnel visioning on the opponent that was in front, just losing track of the fact that somebody else was watching. There are other players there.
He's gonna chug for 50.
For those little towers.
He's playing for having as much health as possible for the next fight. Gonna chug here for the extra 50 shield, as there's a ton of fights going on around him. That was Boyer who just cut down Cease. You got Lanane from Envy down there in the river. Does AYDAN continue this aggressive play? Looks like he will. He wants this right away, Lupo.
Tyler's even analyzed it earlier in the interview.
And ask her much more from your shotgun. Right there, as we head back to the action, you're tilted. Looks like AYDAN's trying to build on up and match his opponent. Boyer, I think, has slipped on out of that lower box. He will have to move quite far for this next
players left.
Zone. This end game really near 0 areas of interest. You see kind of in the river, and how awkward is this? It's 2 cliffs and a low valley.
Look at how dense this circle is. This rotation is going to cut a lot of players out.
There's 49 players left. 49.
This is the most we've seen, I guarantee you, at this circle. 53 seconds and people have to move. And this is potentially a time for AYDAN to shine. He might be on the outside of the circle, Jack, but you have an option here to not worry about placement, go for 2 more eliminations. In
6th game, it can't be stressed enough. We will be playing 7 today. After game 4's shenanigans. As we continue to see exactly how this will play out. Jay Cuddy.
7th game, Cut. You look at it kind of like a bonus game, and with that like bonus game comes the $25,000 for a victory royale in that. Just as much as every other match. Now here we go, the start of the engagement. AYDAN sitting on a 138 right now. He does have a.
He's got C4, dude. That C4 is gonna kill Nick.
Almost getting max value out of it. The feed Flower getting an elimination on Jumpman, but NICKMERCS, both of them basically at the same HP, same shield right now. You have to remember that slurp is slowly ticking, which means AYDAN's gonna end up at max HP and shield here in just a second. NICKMERCS gonna be at a 50 shield deficit.
Dude, Nick just needs to crouch and walk away.
Yeah, especially with the loadout that Nick has. You're going to see that pump shotgun, an immediate swap to the blue drum.
And Nick knows exactly where he is in the build. And he's going to stop and just listen. Tags for 20-something. AYDAN should still have the HP advantage, and there's the trap. Can't hit the second pump shot, but gets tagged from down low. The remote explosives though, and AYDAN! AYDAN again! It's AYDAN's towers now.
It might be time for Nick to choose a different drop location. Oh my gosh.
It built to towers. We've got to look back at that to begin. Look at this ramp to block the rocket, the quick follow-up, and there it is. The player, I think, tried to port-a-fort, but unfortunately landed above him. And then AYDAN, once he got to full HP, said, you know what, I know exactly where NICKMERCS will be, and I'm going to go for it right off the bat. Nick only able to tag him for 7. The crowd definitely made some noise there, as he didn't stop at all. He continues to hold forward. He wants to bring the fights to his opponents and get right in their face.
That's multiple
he just shoves it, dude.
From AYDAN, taking advantage of every little bit of cover he could. Catches another player off guard as they rotate in through a building. You saw they went for the defensive build too to block him out, but it wasn't enough. The 72 damage crit, it'll almost jar players. That amount of damage.
That's how he died?
It's the same effect as maybe getting hit by a hunting rifle shot or a sniper.
I respect that though, dude.
You get frazzled very quickly, and you'll see players build defensively, and sometimes it's not enough, especially when you have accuracy like that.
Oh, for sure. And that's just the look at some of AYDAN's plays. There's obviously so many other players out there. Kayun had, I believe, eliminated Chap, then went on to take down Replays as well. So 2 bigger names. This was the battle versus Chap that we followed for quite a little bit. It was the one window edit that drops Chap on in. Come on, my friend, and Chap was not ready for it at all. No, there's no way.
Close. AYDAN, tilted towers. Not surprising, which means NICKMERCS.
Oh my God.
1v1, round 2.
This is going to happen.
AYDAN's going to win it.
AYDAN, each time he's fought Nick so far, has been at max HP. He continues to put himself in great positions to have the advantage. Nick now waiting, listening, knowing it's got to be AYDAN nearby. These guys know what skins they wear. They know the routes they like to take. You think whoever wins this fight will claim Tilted Towers for this game. When Nick hears that chest open, he knows exactly where AYDAN is. Here comes the engagement again. So far, AYDAN eliminated Nick back in game 1, and Nick looking for vengeance right now. Trying to spray on down with the LMG. AYDAN building walls. Nick in the engagement. The tag. The shield's now gone for AYDAN. Nick with the advantage up to this point. He's got to push the agenda here. The crowd getting behind NICKMERCS. You hear the chant going out of the background. Nick has matched the build. AYDAN with the high ground. Nick 132 HP. I believe AYDAN has just a little bit less. But as I say that, you see Nick with a little bit of a grimace there as he gets tagged for 60. The 1v1, the quick block there. The battle of the century. 2 of the best controller players in the world going at it. AYDAN down to 2 health. He's gonna have to big shield here. Nick wants this fight. I can tell you, he wants to tie this 1v1 battle up at 1-1. AYDAN now on the high ground of the building. Nick, I believe, is disengaging for the moment. I'm sure he heard that big shield, Lupo, and that might have been enough to scare him off. What comes to the chest to slurp, as the crowd knows just how good that'll be. That'll put him up to 77 HP.
Yeah, Nick's out.
As they've just disengaged. They'll both live to see another day. Oh my goodness, Lupo.
Players of this caliber, are you kidding me? Players of this caliber trading shots
Bro,
like this, disengaging.
That's so lucky, man.
I guarantee you, before this circle closes, the next time, they will end up having to fight each other again. Round 3 almost, and AYDAN's going to drop on the outside. These drop downs, placing the floor to stop himself from taking any fall damage. He's going to end up 176, 177 HP total here.
I feel like this crowd is fine with just a $1.5 million NICKMERCS and AYDAN only in Tilted tournament.
1v1
I'm all
all
for
day.
it. As they're both going to go ahead, reset. They're the only 2 here, I think.
You have a couple
There's a couple people now
on the outside.
But that's why they're just like, there's so much loot still on the map that they know, oh, this hasn't been touched, this hasn't been touched.
A single point. AYDAN
Dude,
still
Nick
back.
hasn't found any shield.
Round 3.
Round 3.
NICKMERCS versus AYDAN, 2 controller titans hanging out in Tilted Towers.
Here's the thing, though. Nick has no shields. He basically needs AYDAN to walk on into the double barrel and say hello. He's waiting. They are 1 pixel away. AYDAN charges.
No!
Spray! AYDAN again at 20 HP. And this crowd erupts again.
Look at the loot next to him, too. He already has a rip to go, a second rip to go on the ground, and the bait to swap there. Unbelievable.
If Nick has any shields or if AYDAN doesn't have 200 health, you gotta think it's done. And look at Nick realizes just how close he was. AYDAN chant going out, there was a NICKMERCS chant. This is the battle of everything right now in these early games.
He hit it!
He got it! I think there was a headshot. I don't know if he got the elim. We're checking out AYDAN right now. We'll update you guys there on that last fight. AYDAN now in Tilted getting pushed. Not sure who he's battling right now.
Landjack on the feet, our winner from game 1, gets elimination as well.
That was against Fly Crunch.
Crunch, who has been landing here consistently as well. It's time for a little top down. It's going to go for the shot.
Dude!
Lasers Crunch on the rotation out.
Does
his first elimination here until the he's not done yet. You know there's more.
He just hit like 5 headshots.
This area now, so he can take his time if he's not going to get too aggressive push. NICKMERCS, is this a NICKMERCS versus AYDAN in this stairwell yet again?
I don't know. AYDAN, the last we saw was at Tacos. Nick, 200 HP, gets tagged. 38 right there. Wondering if he'll pop this slurp. The way that the ramps are being used right now, I'm assuming it is AYDAN because AYDAN uses them in the same way as kind of a layered defense that quickly edits them.
It's not
AYDAN this time.
Who's been landing here consistently as well. Illchase, actually, I think this is the first time he's come to Tilted. He landed, I believe, Greasy or Salty last game.
Yeah. There's 4 players nearby right here. AYDAN's in a new building. There's 2 right next to Nick. Oh, that grenade blows up the cover. Nick hears the big tags. Won't push it as of yet. You look at the elim feed, Poach with an elimination. Nick, the quick shots. There's 1 elim for Nick, still at full HP as the crowd gets behind him. Absolutely a fan favorite. Here in the Fortnite Summer Skirmish, as the NICKMERCS chant begins, AYDAN and NICKMERCS are again.
It's happening! It's happening!
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm taking a shot if AYDAN gets a kill.
Round 3. The first 2 games, AYDAN eliminated NICKMERCS. Can Nick get vengeance here as AYDAN's actually going to fall back?
Nations, 1 more means a point. Back in Tilted, Courage. These guys, they're gonna go after each other here. They have to. There's no way. There we go.
There it is again. I mean, this is what it's all about, folks. Nick versus AYDAN. AYDAN 2, Nick 0 so far in the fights. I know Nick has family here watching, a lot of people this weekend wanting to see how he can perform. This is probably, Nick has had such a long competitive history in esports. This is probably the biggest tournament he's ever been in, and here it is, the battle again. We've seen this before. Here it goes, round number 3. AYDAN peeking the corner. It's Nick building the ramps. AYDAN getting the wall in front, just to trying to make sure he's covered and can have some quick edits on out. There's another close ramp. Expect a quick rotation on it. He's going to
the footsteps. He knows Nick rotated up top.
Yeah. Nick's got the high ground now, and I think he'll kind of reset to the top of this new building. There is still Ecstatic just standing still in the big gray building.
If you don't move, they can't hear you, Jack.
Both these players so healthy in this fight. The last time we saw AYDAN versus Nick, it was Nick with only 100 HP. I believe there's a slight health advantage for AYDAN at the moment, probably about 10 HP difference.
I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous.
But Nick is back in big gray where there is still Ecstatic hiding behind one of these doors.
You notice he hasn't even moved. He's barely turning and not even really weapon swapping. I think Ecstatic at this point knows that both Nick and AYDAN are here. He's waiting for this fight to play out, and Nick, you see, he's looking around the corner. He's watching and saw the rotation. He's going to try and get a top-down surprise here. Maybe drop in the shotgun coming out. Shotgun and then swap to the dualies. You can hear him moving around underneath. The audio tracking these players. It's just...
Ecstatic is close by Nick right now. He's like right behind one of these walls.
And the rotation out, it looks like...
just ran out. Wait, this was NICKMERCS. Low on HP. In a little bit of a fight. How
Dude,
does it end
those
here?
dualies.
Ecstatic.
What?
Nick.
Barnology is in the back right corner there. I believe that's the taco building.
3 gray pistols.
And a
Nick
green.
has 4 pistols right now on the ground. Did he just miss a shotgun?
No, he left the pistol behind. In the corner there might have been a shotgun. He rotated past it pretty quickly. Going for the chest, though.
Oh, no.
Not bad, but he doesn't have a close-up weapon at the same time.
No, Nick's got to keep just disengaging until he finds a better weapon. There you go.
There we go.
He's got something now. Oh, there's a blue pump right there, too. So he'll get the max.
I don't understand why they don't farm up.
Slurp. People still nearby. Anything good from the chest?
What are you doing? I don't want to watch this. I want to watch. Go back to Nick!
Detail the west side. He's sitting on shot, but it's enough to secure that elimination. AYDAN.
I think this is what you think it is, folks.
Same spot.
This is it! This is it!
It never ends. AYDAN trying to claim some walls. Nick weakened. On the other side, AYDAN in the 2 battles so far has come out on top. Him and Nick dancing back and forth. The ramp edits trying to just keep the drop on Nick to maybe get a shotgun shot off. He wants to chase this fight down. He knows he's got the health advantage on him as he continues to be max HP in every fight he has with Nick. Does get tagged up once, dropped to twice now. Over to 152, here's the fight again. I believe this is Nick, tags him with the headshot. Shields down on both sides, stink bombs being used now. As I think Nick is gonna retreat as both players look to mini back up.
These guys, that move right there is one that's super common.
Never ends. These guys just keep going at
Pop
it.
that mini, Nick. You have another one. Pop it, baby.
That little triangle to pop out those windows, super common in that building, and both players know it, which means that every floor kind of has exits.
It's like, dude, it's like he's tracing.
Inside. This is just relentless back and forth between these two guys, and they're going to keep going for it. He's going to use that as a way to try and locate.
Nick got a huge tag. Nick's going for it. Nick's going. Oh, he falls right back down. Once he missed that second pump, he falls right back down. I believe both players so similar in HP. Yeah, Nick's actually getting shot in the back by Misfits Gyred and beamed instantly by AYDAN with that AR. And that gives Nick, and Nick already knew, but that gives Nick full confirmation of who's nearby him. He knows it's AYDAN 100%, no doubt. They are on the same level right next to each other.
Back and forth around the stairs, every angle. It's cat and mouse in here. They're both trying to find that one spot.
Oh, he's blocked himself
out. The jump and edit back inside. Another player sniping.
You gotta get a hit on that.
AYDAN sneaks into the window. The snipe isn't relevant anymore because it's AYDAN versus NICKMERCS.
I can't tell if that shot gonna actually connect or not. I can't tell.
I'm so nervous.
Another stink bomb trying to get any tag he can on Nick, even himself apparently. The rotation through there is trying to catch
Nick is getting so low. Those stink bombs have chunked away so much HP. He's down to just 99 health. AYDAN still hunting from above.
Only 4 builds left too, which means Nick can't defensively play against him too much inside here. He's got to go for it soon. And here we go, 93.
He switched to the wrong gun.
AYDAN catches him off guard.
Nick switched to the wrong gun.
And he collapsed.
Are you kidding